What's happening, guys? It's your boy Uncle P. All right, guys. So I'm back. All right, guys. So first of all, I just want to apologize. It feels like the episodes are coming too long, far apart, or I'm not giving you guys enough content. So just a little breakdown. For those of you who do not know, I'm not sure if you guys can see how dirty my hand is. I love doing DIYs. So I'm currently renovating my house. So the room that I'm currently in is inside of my house's office. So this is my office inside the house. On my left hand side, I've got my entertainment room. On my right hand side, I've got my cinema. So basically, I do everything on my own except the building. So plastering, painting, electricals, plumbing, tiling, that's everything. I do that. And so it takes a lot of time because it's DIY. So I've been plastering for the last couple of weeks. I'm getting quite far, but I'm tired. And also, I happen to be a single dad, single father raising two beautiful little ones. So I have them the whole day. So they currently they're sleeping, so they sleep between 1 and 4 p.m. If you're lucky, maybe 3:30. So that's the time I get to be able to shoot the podcast or get some work done. Sometimes I can work when they're awake. They're very well behaved kids, but it gets a bit hectic because you want to give them that attention, take them to the park and all that. So I try to do all that while at the same time, obviously, running the podcast. Sorry guys, I was trying to minimize all this so we can have so we can have our logo. So yeah, I gotta watch the fights, I gotta do all this. But anyways, guys, that's just a little breakdown to why sometimes some of the podcasts, the episodes come late. But I'm trying really my best to be consistent. When I do remember, I do a lot of podcasts, a lot of episodes all in the same day, and give you guys as much content as possible. I want to thank everyone that participates, that comments, that likes the videos. It really means a lot. It motivates me to keep doing more. I love seeing 1,000 views, bro. I'm not greedy. 1,000 views for me is always great. So guys, let's keep getting these videos to 1,000 views. It's pretty great. Tell your friends, everybody. Let's get the page growing. But now let's flip it to what we are here to talk about: UFC 294 recap. Man. Okay, so I was pretty excited. I thought Hamzat versus Usman was the people's main event, like it's like being said in the MMA world. Um, I'm gonna start with that fight. Well, let's just do the whole recap on those two fights because I don't want to do the whole main card. I think most people are usually interested in the biggest names. First of all, Hamzat versus Usman going 3 rounds and the fight going the way it went is not what people expected. People expected two outcomes. Either Hamzat was gonna walk in there and destroy Usman, like beat the dog shit out of him, which is what people wanted, so that when he goes to Sean Strickland, it's like, oh my god, this is gonna be insane. That didn't happen, or Usman was gonna shock us all and beat Hamzat. Um, how the fight started is what we expected. The fact that he couldn't finish it shocked me. And then obviously after the fight, we found out that Hamzat could have possibly hurt his hand, broken his hand, he said. Not hurt, he said broken his hand. I don't know. I've never broken my hand, so I'm not sure. If you break your hand, are you able to still hold water or hold the microphone in that very same hand? And I'm not sure which hand he broke because as he was doing his interviews, at times he would have a microphone here and water here, or microphone here, water here. I don't know. So that performance. So I've watched all the post interviews, what everybody's saying, what all the athletes are saying, what Sean Strickland is saying, and this is where I agree and disagree. So when it comes to Hamzat, I think this performance, yes, doesn't qualify him to go fight for the title. That is if Israel Adesanya or anybody else was the champion rather than Sean Strickland. Let me make that make sense. Sean Strickland does not possess enough to scare Hamzat because we know Hamzat is going to go grapple. Anybody know anything about Sean Strickland's grappling? So Hamzat becomes champion, and Sean Strickland can clearly see that this is going to be a grappling fight, and I don't think he wants any of that. And if he does go there, Hamzat becomes champion. And with this, I don't know. Hamzat was acting like he had emotional stuff going on, the whole Palestine stuff, and there's like he was like he needed the money for his family, like it was an emotional thing. But I'm not bad. like it's not that I'm not buying it. I don't want to look into all that. That just looks like it's too much to get into because it's gonna be a lot of assumptions. My thing is just that you can't keep going, I kill everybody, I kill everybody. That's the person we knew. We expected him to be a pit bull, a dog, and now he's showing up with 3 round boring fights. It's like, what's happening? He's looking human, and Hamzat was not human to us. He was this superhuman, this animalistic person, this beast that we're excited to watch. Now he just looks human. He looks beatable. Sean Strickland might even beat him. Nah. Hey, after what Sean Strickland did to Israel, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anything is possible right now. And on top of that, we're hearing that there might be setting. I've always said it that there are setups of fights in MMA, but now it gets confirmed more and more and more. It's like, what the hell's going on? So when we go to the main fight, a lot of people were like, the event was boring. The event was boring because the two big fights didn't live up to its name. Now, Islam did what he needed to do, which is knock Alex out or choke him. So he knocked him out. He did what he needed to. Then he did it properly in the first round. And I said it to you guys. The reality is, everybody wanted Volkanovski to win. The story is just beautiful, and people really don't enjoy Islam as a champion. It's a boring fighter. But is he really boring, or is it just because it's Dagestani and we know that they are grapplers and they're very strong? You kind of expect it, but then he's knocking the guy out. Or is it because they don't talk smack? They've got culture, they've got focus, they've got religion, or whatever you want to call it. I think people just don't appreciate them because they are very rooted in their belief. And to kind of uplift them with the way we lift other fighters like your John Jones, your John St. Pierre, your Adesanyas who are Christians. I think this is more religious culture that hinders a lot of people from feeling like, yeah, these fighters are there. If they were talking with smack like Conor McGregor's and doing all that, you see how people started falling in love with Khabib when the whole Conor thing happened. They want these fighters to be like that because MMA happens to be an exciting sport, happens to be a brutal sport, happens to be a controversial sport, happens to be, it's dramatic. And that drama is dying down with these fighters who have principles and morals. And people kind of very hesitant to adapt to this reality. So the way, see, my thing with Vox is I kind of felt like Vox already came into this fight with the wrong mentality. He was already worried about 12 hours notice, 12-day notice. He kept repeating it. You never heard that in the Usman versus Hamzat, the 12-day notice. They might have mentioned it a few times, but with Vox, that was the main focus. 12-day notice, 12-day notice. So it's like, dude, he almost was exposing himself that he did it for the money. I also understood the part where he feels like being consistently active is what he wants. I get all that. I feel the same way. I was the same way. I constantly wanted to fight. I constantly wanted to be at the gym training. Like, when you're away, it just eats you up. But when you take a fight in 12 days notice, you don't get knocked out in the first round like that. Especially when you're being accused that you only took it for the money. And especially when you know that this title chance might be your last title opportunity. Hey, mommy. Sorry, guys. My little one just woke up. You wake up? Sorry. Oh, she's wobbling. Oh, sorry. So I think that's one of the issues that fight had. The issues that fight had was that, you know, the fight didn't go as we wanted. If Vox had won, would have been amazing. If Usman was won, would have been like, oh, Hamzat, because we love Hamzat. But it would have been a very crazy upset to see Usman go fight for that belt, especially since he didn't want to fight for that belt because of Adesanya. So there's a lot of things there that would have gone either or. So for me, for myself, the event, yeah, it was a bit disappointing. Even the other fights, they were like, I didn't watch the event because my DSTV, my brother didn't pay. So I use DSTV online, which is my dad's account. So but nobody really wants to have a DSTV account anymore. I mean, for what? They repeat the same shit every single time. So for UFC and all that, I use DSTV online. I can watch it here on the computer. I can watch it in the living room or even my bedroom. I can watch it anywhere. So my brother didn't pay for the DSTV. I didn't know. By the time I tried to log into the DSTV, it was like I can't see the channels. What's going on? What's going on? And it's like, damn. So the next morning when I woke up, I managed to go on the computer, rewatch all the fights. the main events, and then I watched a few of the preliminaries. But like I'm saying, in totality, the whole event was very, eh, you know, nothing too exciting, nothing. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't. It didn't live up to the hype. Out of 10, I will give it a solid 4.5, 4.5, 4.8. Yeah. But anyways, guys, you guys let me know what you guys talk about, what you guys thought about UFC 294. Sorry, guys, need to take care of this little one. And yeah, man, we'll talk on the next one, guys. I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to talk about El Kukui. Oh man, versus Betty the Betty. I keep forgetting to shoot that video. I'll take care of this little one, and I'll come back and I'll shoot that video. We can talk about what outcome we think will happen on that fight. My boy Uncle P. Peace. Say bye. She's tired. Let's go, baby. Oh my god. Oh, let's get you back to bed.